Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, let's see here. All right, sorry, you guys, just playing with settings here. We'll get the our weight back down. And realizing that I need to be going on Facebook Live with these two. So, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for listening or tuning in. For those of you who are watching the replay or watching on YouTube, this is being live broadcasted through an app called Fireside. You don't need the app to listen. There's a ton of different podcasters or shows that are on this app. But in order to create content, you actually do need to apply. If you're interested in that process or interested in seeing what that looks like, let me know. Twitter, Instagram at Ashley Smith IRL, and I can help walk you through that process. Just let me know that you heard about this from Fireside, so you don't get filtered into, the bot spam folders with those platforms. So I had an incredible weekend, and it was an incredibly intense event, all about masterminds. The event was called Mastermind to Millions, and if you want to see some of the little fun clips and things like that, you can go over to my Instagram. I posted a reel and some photos and things like that. And this is an event that was held with Jay Fizet and Brad Hart, and it was pretty awesome. So, if you're familiar, mastermind is kind of a buzzword, and it's one of those things where it can almost be triggering for some people, because everything seems to be a mastermind these days. Everything's a master class, everything's a mini mastermind, everything is all mastermind group. All of these different masterminds are going around, and I think it's important to actually talk about what a mastermind is, at least in the context of what I was going through. Hold on, I'm just picking up my notes here. Get real close. Just to kind of recap, like what an actual mastermind is, or the purpose of it, right? So there's different formats, there's different things going on, and I think that's what's causing some of the confusion over masterminds as far as what they are. What I think, at least that's what Jay and Brad were teaching us, what it actually is. So there's different purposes. It's they're to sharpen yourself, sharpen your edge and your skills, lean into what so far has escaped you. Trying to lean into that, push yourself, grow from that. And yeah, so you can reach your next evolution of self. And it's one of those things where it's all about the people who are in the mastermind. It's not, it's so you see Facebook groups and you see 6,500 people in there. Like I'm part of Facebook groups. There's 6,500 people in there. There's one that has over 25,000 people in there, and that they call it a mastermind, but you don't get a voice, you don't get a say, and you kind of get lost when there's that many people. Masterminds, for our discussion and our conversation today and the share here, it's really about the intimacy and the quality of people that are part of the group. That's essentially one of the biggest takeaways that I got from here. It is, and following that definition, Okay, that's my disclaimer. Okay, you guys, we're going to talk about the event, the takeaways that I had, and the aha moments. And so that way I don't have to keep saying, well, other people. For this specific case, groups that are free to Facebook and have a huge following or are open to the public or let anyone in, courses that are free or charge people a small amount, whatever small means to you, low ticket means to you, or events that are free, uh, retreats that are free, like free or low ticket, whatever that is not a mastermind. Um, that is not a mastermind. Uh, those are lead generation activities. Like let's cut to the chase here. That is a lead generation activity. That is how people in sales get your contact information so they can sell you. They got your contact information in exchange for something. They gained access to you for something. And these days, that something is your contact information, your email, your phone number, um, your participation in Facebook. Like you're another name on the roster, that kind of thing. A mastermind and what I'm wanting to build is something that has cool people in it who want to do cool things and want to continue to learn and grow from each other. And what I really liked about this and what I really resonated with is that the mastermind that I want to create and the masterminds that other people are participating in, including the one that I've recently joined, it's for people who imagine this, okay, because I understand the state of the world, but it's for people where the money is no longer a fulfillment factor. Okay. And I never thought I would say that because, and I'm sure there's people listening to this going, but Ashley, I can buy anything. Like money, I need more money. And I've got to be real with you. I need money too. I need more money too. We've got some big ticket items coming up in the next couple years, in regards to family and kids. I get it. Um, I'm not saying that I don't need money, and I'm not saying that I don't want money, but what I'm saying is that was my why for a very long time, running my business and being an entrepreneur and doing my own thing. I needed money to pay the bills. And I chose an entrepreneur or my own business route because I needed the flexibility. But then I needed the thing to pay. You need a paycheck. I'm fortunate enough to where if I I didn't have bills and we didn't have expenses coming up, I would be doing this for free. Because I love what I do. I love social media and the internet and technology. So when I hear people say that they hate it or they don't enjoy it, that's just job security for me, to be perfectly honest. But what happened was when that sense of urgency or desperation, or let's just say hunger, was gone because I was no longer starving financially. Um, I love what I do, but at the same time, it kind of got into this place where you're kind of just doing the same thing. You're kind of going with emotions. You're like, oh, I've got a meeting. Oh, I've got a call. I've got to set out invoices. I've got to deliver the thing that I sold. I have to keep my team up to date. I need to do trade, like all of these other things, and it just kind of gets mundane, like a job can for an entrepreneur, right? Or maybe you are working. You are a W-2 employee. And that's how you feel. Like you go to work, you were really excited about the job, and maybe money is a factor of it. Maybe it's not. But you show up and you go to your work and it's no longer fun. You don't hate it. You're just kind of neutral, right? You're just like, kind of this wavelength, right? Um, and so the group and the purpose that I'm looking to build is for those people where money is no longer the fulfillment. It's not, it's great. I love doing deals. I love talking to people. I love getting new clients. I love my current clients. I I'm really freaking blessed, man. But there's a point where when all of your problems or all of your biggest concerns or your biggest drivers, they change, and that's normal. If anything, that's a huge sign of growth, and that's a huge sign that you should be doing something different. And so I want to create a space and a community where people come together who are in that same state, and they're looking for something more. They're looking for something else to contribute to meet other people, to expand their network, to continue to grow professionally. They're willing to learn and grow, and also share what they know with the other people of the group. So that's essentially um, the biggest the biggest takeaway that I've had from this. So what I've been doing over the last couple of days, one, again, this is another kind of like a brain dump episode, which I mean, here you go. um, but what I've been working on is how does that fit into the things that I'm currently doing? So I'm currently I currently have my done for you clients. I do the work for them. I have done with you clients that are wanting a little bit more coaching or help or assistance or guidance. And then I'm also wanting to create a training community for DIYers, the people who are, it's another series actually here on Fireside. It's for people and entrepreneurs that aren't there yet. They don't have the resources to be able to hire someone out yet, or maybe they do, but they have their assistant, their office manager, their own internal social media marketer, or even a VA that they would like to have their skills sharpened in the digital marketing and social media space. So that's more of like a group environment, and learning and development in that capacity. Because I believe social media is necessary for entrepreneurs and businesses. I think that it's necessary for to reach your customers, your clients, your leads, your prospects, your um, at, just in not only in business but with human beings. And technology is changing so quickly, and not everyone can afford someone to do it for them or to have that one-on-one setting. And so I'm still going back to my roots and my mission and my philosophy of letting small business owners have access to the information that they need to be successful, so long as they do the work. So that's another program. That's so there's lots of things going on. Um, but it's the first time in a long time that I have been this pumped and this jazzed for what I do. And it's always cool to meet new people and things like that. And through coaching and programs that I've also invested in and gone through, this is how I know it's worth the money to invest in these things. Is it's a completely different mindset. It's a completely different thing of where you're looking at your business, where you're looking at your life, where you can um, have a more I don't know, successful. I don't air quotes. But it's just understanding how the world works so that you can do what you're gonna do, or what's gonna best serve you. I compare it to even what I do for every day with social media. When you know how the system works, you can quote unquote hack it. Legally. I just say that. But you know how it works, so you know how to use the tool to your best advantage. That's why people hire experts, is because they know the shortcuts. They've been doing it for so long. They understand what's going on, and they can provide specific guidance for you to so that you can grow and become successful and learn better faster. Um, yeah, that's what it is. And so I found that, and why I invested in coaching so much over the last few years, is because I need that. And I want to learn from someone who knows more than me or who knows different things than I do, because I want to grow. So I don't necessarily want to be with someone that isn't maybe in the same mindset, or they could be a few steps behind me, or just starting out their business, or starting out an agency, or being some other place, not even in my industry, but they're kind of following the same journey that I was at. I actually have friends that started businesses in the last 3 to 4 years. Well, yeah, because of COVID, and just because of where life was taking them. And so I've been in business for 9 years. And so I take my experience and ask permission to, I'm getting better at the ask permission part. The whole point of this podcast is that I don't nobody asked me, right? But asking them for permission because I care about them and I want to help, to see like if they want to hear from my failures and my experience. And I think there's some definite value when it comes to that. So I'm loving the idea of the mastermind. I think that this is a good. I'm working out some things. I know what I want to do. I kind of know who I want in there, and doing the work to get the people in there, as we used to say in the tourism industry, cheeks and seats, right? So it was absolutely phenomenal. I'd like to know if you've done any coaching or mentorship programs, what you're currently doing to level yourself up, to level your business up, or just grow. I think that that's one of the key elements that I love so much about coaching and things like that. I do pay high ticket, and the reason why is because the caliber of people that come in the group is different than a local networking group that's free and gives you free coffee every Wednesday. Because it's accessible to everyone, so anyone and everyone that can spare an hour or 2 hours is going to come. And that's not always everyone that you're wanting. So then you end up leaving that experience going, that was a horrible networking group. Why would I want to join that? Right? Or why would I want to continue that? Or even if you have that experience and they charge a little bit, I think BNI is in my area. It's like a $500 application thing, and then like $600 to whatever. You go through all of that. Last I checked, it was like $2,000 for like 2 or 3 years or something. And even that could sound really high ticket for you right now, depending on where you're at. But when you look at the framework and the format of that programming and what they're doing, is that going to serve you? Is that going to be what you're looking for? Or are you wanting to learn from someone who's making multiple six figures? Are you wanting to learn from someone who is making seven figures? Are you wanting to learn from someone who is making that kind of money 10 hours a week? What are you trying to do? What are your goals? And maybe it's not money related or business related or time related. Maybe it's just you want to be a better mom or dad or step parent or sister or daughter or brother, like brother-in-law. Maybe you just want to be a better human. Maybe you want to figure out your health. Because the fact of the matter is, we pay attention when we pay. That's why high ticket works. We pay attention when we pay. And high ticket is different for everyone. So everyone's going to pay or have a different investment, right? You just got to find the right people. We also pay attention to the things that pay us. How many times are people stuck in their 9 to 5 or stuck in their job or just stuck, or even business owners in the service industry like myself, and you are just overwhelmed with appointments and bookings and calls and all these other things, and there's elements that you want to do, but they don't pay you. So do you pay attention to the free webinar that you signed up for, the thing that you do need? You do need. But a client called, a paying client called, and it conflicts when the webinar was. Which one are you going to pick? Which one are you going to pick? I know which one I pick all day long. All day long, I pick my clients over a free webinar. I also pick my clients, even if I have that scheduled, it's free, and they want to meet at the same time, because it's not a priority because I didn't pay for it. So what ends up happening is I skip the free thing, or I reschedule the free thing, or whatever that is, because, well, one, my client's more important than that free thing, right? They are. I'm paying attention to what pays me. which is, I mean, just in general. Whereas if I've invested my and committed to a program that I've paid, it's subjective. High ticket is subjective. Where if I've paid a high ticket amount for, I am going to look at my clients and say, I have a conflict this day because it's a priority. And they respect that. It's not like, I mean, if there's a dumpster fire, it's like, you know, it's different, again, a different caliber, a different environment. If there are scheduling conflicts, it happens. You start a program and there's something that comes up and then it makes you feel like you can't do any of the things. Well, the thing is when it's the caliber of people that you're around. So the facilitators of that group are understanding and they're going to figure out another way for you to still get the things that were promised to you and the things that you care about. Right? That's the whole point. It's this really interesting dynamic that happens in these kinds of groups and these kinds of communities. And I think I'm so fascinated by it because I am always trying to dissect and review and consider and learn and grow when it comes around to money and finances. And that bleeds into how the world works and why people do the things they do, or why a certain decision was made by our government or corporations or anyone. And the thing is if you are running a household, even if you're by yourself or you're a family of 7, the same things apply. The exact same things apply. You have to delegate, you have time management, you have responsibilities. And sometimes, you know, if you're a solopreneur or a single person and you need someone to lean on, then you have to, you have to find that. Or if I have a commitment or something coming up, I have to ask my business partner and family, my husband, hey, I want to do this. I am seeing if there's a way that you can. I committed to this thing, all right? It's not like, don't make it weird, guys. I committed to this thing already. I now have a conflict with this other thing that's coming up that I need to prioritize. But I know you would be able to do it. It's a respect thing, you guys. This is how he and I vibe together. And it's like, hey, can you pick up the kids? And I'm using that as an example because the whole reason I started this business is so that I could be accessible to the kids, right? To my kid at the time. Now we have 3, blended family. Anyway, that's the whole point, right? And so that is something that I like to do. There are times when there's a conflict for it, and he's just like, yeah, sure, of course I can. He's told me multiple times, I can do that for you. I can help you. You don't have to be the only one that does it, but I like to. That's the thing. But it's one of those where if you have bills to pay, or if you don't have bills to pay, you've got a job, you have responsibilities. Like I'm getting really micro with this, you guys, and it's way more high level than that. It's a way to seriously invest in yourself. And while some groups aren't focused on monetary returns, there's a lot of good ones out there. And the thing is if you go and you do this and you find the right community and you find the right program, you're going to get both. And I fully, fully believe that I have found that with Jay and Brad, and I'm super, super excited. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today. Thank you so much for watching. But if you're interested in learning more or following along in the journey, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Ashley Smith IRL. Send me a DM if you have any questions about this, if you would like information about Jay, about Brad, about what I'm doing, or if you have a question and feedback, constructive feedback, please, on episodes that you're listening to either live or on the replay here on Fireside, YouTube, and well, I'm going to get started doing this in my Facebook group. So thank you so much, everyone. We will see you next week and have a great day.